Here we have a nice ethics question where we're going to talk about the fraud triangle. A company has a strong internal control structure in its accounting department. It has a high degree of duty segregation, regular reconciliation, strict reviews, and comprehensive internal audits. A disgruntled fixed assets accountant has been contemplating the embezzlement of cash receipts processed by the accounts receivable department. The accountant plans to use these funds to sustain his gambling problem. Using the fraud triangle model, what is the best assessment of risk for the company's situation? Now here's a question where if you're sitting there during the exam and you get to this point that says the fraud triangle model and you think, oh my goodness, I can't remember exactly what those are. If we look at the answer choices, sometimes they help us. Choice A, the assessment of fraud risk is low because both opportunity and rationalization are absent. Well, that sounds like two parts of the fraud triangle, opportunity and rationalization. Choice B, medium because opportunity is absent. C, medium because rationalization is absent. Or D, high because pressure, opportunity, and rationalization are all present. And so even if as you're reading the question you don't remember exactly what the fraud triangle model includes, the answer choices give that to you. Pressure, opportunity, and rationalization. So let's look and see whether or not these conditions exist. Okay, whether or not these conditions exist. First of all, pressure. Is there a reason for this person to commit fraud? Well, they have a gambling problem. They need money to continue their gambling problem. They need money to pay off the unsuccessful gambling that they did last weekend. So this person, yes, does have the opportunity, does have pressure to commit fraud. Okay, so the pressure is there. We can put a check mark next to pressure. What about opportunity? Do they have the opportunity to commit fraud? Well, they tell us that this person is a fixed assets accountant and they're trying to take money out of accounts receivable. And they tell us that there's a high degree of duty segregation, regular reconciliations, strict reviews, comprehensive internal audits. Do they have the opportunity to commit this fraud? Not easily. Okay, there's a very strong internal control structure. It's going to make it very difficult for somebody to commit fraud, even if they have the desire, the pressure to, and they're able to rationalize it. Now, do they have the ability to rationalize it, to justify it in their minds? Is there some reason that they think it's okay for them to steal this money from the company? Well, the key word here is disgruntled. It's an unhappy employee. For whatever reason, they're not happy. They don't think they're paid enough. They think they work too much. They think other people don't do enough. They do more than anybody else. They're unhappy. And because they're unhappy, that's going to be the way that they're going to rationalize this. This is how they're going to justify this. So this person has the ability to rationalize it. They have the pressure to commit the fraud, but they don't have the opportunity. And so if we go through the choices, A is wrong because they don't have the opportunity. Okay? B, medium because opportunity is absent. Well, that seems pretty good. We determined they don't have the opportunity. C, medium because rationalization is absent. No, they are able to rationalize it. They're disgruntled, they're unhappy. D, high because pressure, opportunity, and rationalization are all present. Well, we determined that opportunity wasn't present. And so choice D is not correct. And so that leaves us with choice B. There's medium risk for fraud, and that medium risk for fraud is because there is no opportunity. They have the pressure, they have the rationalization, the ability to rationalize it, but they don't have the opportunity easily to commit that fraud. And so that's going to be a correct answer. Now, given how they set up the answers, opportunity and rationalization are absent. Opportunity is absent. Rationalization is absent. All of them are present. What that tells us is that this idea of low, medium, and high really isn't part of our answer choice. Because whether we say that, well, the opportunity is absent, the controls are so strong, no matter how much pressure the employee has, no matter how easily they're able to rationalize it, they can't steal anything. They don't have the opportunity. So if we want to argue that really it should be low instead of medium, that low, medium, or high isn't part of our answer choice. What we're looking at is how much of or which of the opportunity, the pressure, and the rationalization are present in this situation. There is no opportunity, and so choice B is our correct answer, and that tells us that they think that the fraud risk is medium. There's a disgruntled employee that's able to, needs the money, has a gambling problem and needs the money, but because they don't have the opportunity, we don't have high risk of fraud. And so this is looking at this ethics, looking at the fraud triangle model, and being able to recognize those situations, those characteristics, and determine whether or not they exist in the situation we're given.